Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title.
I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting. But anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on.
People in the boxing world had different thoughts about Jake Paul's win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. It was reported by Ryan Garcia. Jake did his thing and outboxed Chavez Jr. Shane Mosley said Jake did a great job and that he moved well and fought well. Additionally, he spoke badly of Chavez Jr., calling his actions strange and saying that he should step down. Many fans and experts agreed with this assessment. They were pleased by Jake's progress while doubting Julio's efforts and future in the sport following such a poor performance.
If you like this, please subscribe Punch Vista and click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
Jake Paul fought a good fight. You know, he moved around the way he's supposed to, throwing great punches. And for the experience he had, he did fantastic. Junior, on the other hand, he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting. But anyway, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Where do you think Junior goes from here, in your opinion, Shane?
Junior needs to retire from here.
Junior needs to retire.
He needs to retire. I mean, if you can't throw any punches in 2, 3, 4 rounds, you need to retire. I mean, if you can, what are you doing? What are we doing? You just living off. Basically, you're living off your father's name.
Yeah.
That's basically what you do because you didn't even fight until the last round, maybe last two rounds, and threw some punches, and you had some success when you threw some punches.
Piers Morgan, meanwhile, said, "My fight with Jake Paul on Thursday was better than the ridiculous show that happened tonight. The guy is making a lot of money, but he's killing boxing with this ring. Staged bull against older fighters who are long past their prime." When Jake Paul beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Rayo Valenzuela, a well-known young fighter in his own right, couldn't help but praise him. During a short talk, Rose said that Jake did his thing and looked good during the whole fight. What stood out most was Rayo's comment that Jake deserves to be considered among the top 15 to 20 fighters in his class. Coming from someone in the sport, that's a big claim. It shows that Jake is no longer being viewed as just a YouTuber dabbling in boxing, but as someone who has won a spot in the rankings through real performance.
Fight. Oh, great fight. Julio's back after all he's been through. So, I tip my hat off to him. It's not easy, especially through, when life throws at you sometimes. But, it was a good fight.
What'd you make of how Jake Paul looked and fought?
He doing his thing. Jake Paul's looking good. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Do you think he's ready to fight maybe a top 15, top 20?
Sure, yeah.
So I guess where does Junior go from here in your opinion?
It's up to him. He can retire if he want, or he can have another, fight like this. Fight a YouTuber or something.
Yeah.
Adding to the growing wave of support, Jose Benavidez Sr., father and trainer of David Benavidez, voiced strong approval of Jake's showing. After watching Jake beat Julio, Benavidez Sr. said Jake looked really good and even suggested a future matchup between Jake Paul and his own son, David Benavidez. He emphasized that Jake now gets the opportunity to fight for a world title. Coming from someone who has trained elite-level talent, this comment signals a turning point in how professionals view Jake not just as entertainment, but as a real competitor.
I think Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title. He proved it today with the ex-world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez, that, he dominated and he did really good.
What did you think of Chavez's performance? Early on, he didn't throw a lot, and then towards the end, he had some moments. Were you disappointed in Chavez?
Well, I thought, he was going to try to get Jake Paul a little tired. He was blocking and taking all his shots, but I think he just got tired, and couldn't execute it. So Jake Paul did a great.
Boxing commentator Showbiz, the adult known for his sharp takes and deep knowledge of the sport, also weighed in following Jake's victory. In his view, Jake has improved significantly more than people are willing to accept. He claimed that many fans still underestimate Jake because of his background, but fail to see the technical growth and in-ring IQ Jake has developed. According to Showbiz, Jake now possesses the kind of timing, focus, and control that can't be ignored. It's no longer just about talk, it's about skill.
I looked at Jake, I was saying, thank you, Jake. Yep, I was saying, thank you, Jake. A lot. The thing is, not to say that because he beat a 6-year-old Mike Tyson that, that impressed me with. What I'm saying is, you couldn't really see everything that Jake possessed in that fight. He has gotten way better. I saw him training, and I'm like, the guy is good. He messed around and got good. You don't like Zurdo fight? Zurdo looked, that was one of the best I've seen, but best times I've seen him. No, Zurdo won this clear to me. Don't forget it was a point deduction. We're on 15, 113. 113, 112. 117, 110. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo, bro. Zurdo was making a miss, and Zurdo was really, I was impressed by his defense.
Footage from ringside reactions caught how one-sided the bout felt. Jake Paul dominated from the early rounds, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. failed to mount any major offense. In fact, as highlighted in clips circulating online, Julio hardly threw any serious punches. Jake's footwork, jab control, and physical fitness kept him ahead throughout the match. Observers noticed how Jake not only outworked Julio, but also showed the poise of someone who knew exactly what he came to do. The fight wasn't just won physically, it was won emotionally, and Jake stayed in control the entire time.
Jake Paul has defeated Chavez Jr., right? This fight, Chavez got active in them last 3 rounds and he really showed his power. But throughout most of the fight and throughout those first 5 or 6 rounds, right, most of us were saying, is Chavez here to fight or not? Because he was not throwing very much at all. And then you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired because he's not used to going 10 rounds. And then maybe in those last couple rounds you could get him. But Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on. He looked well even in the final 3 rounds when Chavez was pouring it on enough to get over the top. I'd say it's impressive considering Chavez Jr. is a former champion for Jake Paul. Probably going to get a title shot soon. My question to y'all is, what did y'all think of the fight? When Chavez first came out, man, I'm like, he's not throwing. Jake Paul looked really active. I go, when is Chavez going to throw? Then Chavez began to throw, and you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired and then try to beat him down the stretch, right? Which I think that was the strategy, but Paul proven to hang on, and Chavez goes down in this one. So guys, what do y'all think about the fight? What do you think about Jake Paul's performance, and can he get a title shot?
At the post-fight news conference, Jake Paul spoke with the same confidence he had shown in the ring. He gave respect to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., calling him a tough opponent and praising the proud Mexican fighting spirit. However, Jake didn't hold back when addressing the doubters who doubted him. Many underestimated his endurance and questioned his chin, but Jake proved them wrong. Actions speak louder than words, he stated strongly, sending a clear message to those who predicted he wouldn't last. For Jake, this one wasn't just about quieting the outside noise. It was personal. He wanted to show that his growth as a boxer is real and that he's more than a celebrity chasing power. This fight marked a turning point in his journey, and he left no question that he belongs in serious boxing conversations.
Between you and Cesar Chavez Jr. tonight. Now, in round 9, the heat really turned up. Did you feel the Mexican power that he promised, or do you feel like he he didn't perform the way you thought that he would.
No, yeah, he brought a hard fight there at the end, and that's that Mexican warrior style. I don't know how he was eating all those punches, to be honest. My hands low-key hurt from his face, and so respect to him. He had good cardio, and he came on strong at the end. He's a very, very strong guy, had a lot of power, but people underestimate my chin and my ability and my toughness.
Jake, Jonathan Agger of Pro Boxing Fans. During the week, you had a viral interview with Piers Morgan where he said that he didn't think that you would beat Chavez. He felt like when you fight a former world champion, you'll come unstuck. What did you prove to not only him, but other people that have criticized you?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. So people can sit behind their desks and sit on their TV shows and say a lot of things about my career. But everyone's tuning in, everyone's watching, and I just continue to win.
And you mentioned Anthony Joshua. Does it end there? Would you want to bring Tyson Fury out of retirement?
Man, there's too many people for me to fight. I need more time. At the end of the day, that's the only thing I can't do is create more time. So we'll see what happens.
Jake walked out with more than a win. He walked out with approval. After Jake Paul's impressive win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Piers Morgan's earlier doubt came under the spotlight. Prior to the fight, Piers had voiced doubts about Jake's boxing credibility, pointing out that Jake had yet to face a real, battle-tested professional in his prime. He questioned whether Jake's rise was more about show than skill, but Jake, unfazed by such criticism, stayed confident throughout the build-up, insisting that names and reputations don't matter, performance does. He promised to prove himself, and he delivered on that promise in dominant fashion. The fight showed not just Jake's physical growth, but also his mental toughness and strategic discipline. By defeating a seasoned fighter like Chavez Jr., Jake sent a strong message to fans, experts, and doubters alike. His performance made it clear that he's not just in the ring for hype.
Shit, YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This shit is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these fucking boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
Yeah, but you're not going to get... Look, you're going to make a ton of money. Listen, I think as a businessman, you are brilliant, right? I give you full credit for that. When you took on Mike Tyson as a business enterprise, there's no argument. You absolutely crushed the numbers, crushed the money, and everything else. But the idea that you can say, on the one hand, I'm a killer, I get in the ring with the best people, and you get in the ring with a guy who's 50, he's literally nearly as old as me.
I'm not talking about Mike Tyson, I'm talking about Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, champions in their sport, Golden Gloves champions, Ryan Borland, Andre August, undefeated fighters. The list goes on and on.
What great boxer have you been in the ring with?
Former world champion on Saturday, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., son of the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, besides me, of course. Like, I don't know what you guys want to see. I tried to fight Canelo. He ducked out of it. You asked him about that. You said he's going to kill me. So what do you want? You're laughing when you say, oh, Jake is going to fight Canelo. I think you would kill him. But then you're like, oh, you're not fighting this guy. You're the problem here with this whole situation and criticism of my career. I'm trying to fight the best people, and that's why Chavez is here on Saturday. I want Canelo. I want Anthony Joshua. I want all these people. It's been 5 years in this sport.
But the problem is, the only proper boxer you fought was Tommy Fury, and he beat you. And he's not even the best. He's not even the best fighter in his family.
Golden Gloves champion Andre August, Brian Borland as well. Anderson Silva was an undefeated boxer. I mean, you can sit there and make up shit, but you actually don't know your facts. I fought multiple boxers with professional records, and including Mike Tyson himself, who I think is going to be a harder fight than Chavez.
He's there to fight. For critics like Piers, the facts spoke louder than words. That's it for today's movie.